Hey everyone, welcome back to Revenge Reloaded. Can you picture hearing these words? They were the final ones my dad hurled at me before shoving me out into a raging October downpour and bolting the door shut. Get out of this house, I won't have a messed up daughter. I was just 15, no jacket, no cell, no cash, only my school bag stuffed with math notes, rain already drenching my shoes. 3 hours on, the cops rang him up. When he caught what they said, his face drained of color like he'd seen a spirit. But by that point it was far too late to fix anything. I'm Elena Brooks. I'm 28 today, perched in my Chicago loft, gazing at rain streaking the glass. There's an envelope on my coffee table, scrawled in shaky pen on flimsy care home paper. After 13 years of total radio silence, my dad wants a visit. Claims he's fading fast. Says he's remorseful. Weird how rain always drags me back to that evening. October 16, 2011. I recall stepping off the bus from school like any old Wednesday. Bag slung over my shoulder, brain buzzing from the geometry quiz I'd crushed. I was mulling over supper, finishing assignments, maybe splurging on that concert ticket with my allowance, typical teen daydreams. I had zero clue that in under 2 hours, I'd be trudging solo through a brutal storm, questioning if I'd make it through the dark. The instant I crossed the threshold, the vibe was off. Dad stood in the den like a storm cloud ready to burst. His cheeks were flushed crimson, fists clenched around a fistful of bills in one hand and vacant medicine vials in the other. My sister Lena lurked behind him. She was 19, 4 years my senior, wearing this mask of worry, sorrow, devastation, the ideal portrait of a caring big sis who'd uncovered something awful about her little sibling. But I glimpsed her gaze. That brief spark she couldn't mask. Victory. Our stepmom, Marlene, lingered by the kitchen arch, arms folded, mouth sealed tight, offering zilch. That was her talent, staying mute while chaos unfolded. Dad didn't even give me a second to drop my bag. He erupted like I'd torched the place. Accused me of pilfering from his wallet for months. Said I'd been snagging meds, stashing them in my space. Claimed Lena had unearthed the proof. Bills tucked in my nightstand. Vials in my wardrobe. Chats showing dealer links. I attempted to protest. Tried explaining I'd never touched his cash. Never laid eyes on those vials. Had no inkling what he meant. But the phrases stuck in my throat 'cause I grasped something horrific. He wasn't hearing me. His judgment was sealed. Lena had prepped him all afternoon, dripping falsehoods like venom and honey. She stood there, feigning heartbreak. The house spun. I begged him to listen, to check my room together, to see I was innocent. But he was beyond reason, fueled by rage and betrayal. He seized my arm hard, marks bloomed later, and hauled me to the entry. My bag lay where I'd let it fall. He snatched it, hurled it into my ribs so fiercely I reeled. Then he yanked the door wide. Rain hammered down in torrents. Lightning flashed distant. Temps had plummeted 20 degrees since noon. And Dad stared me down, spitting those words again. Get out of this house, I won't have a messed up daughter. He thrust me onto the stoop. The door crashed shut. The lock snicked. And like that, at 15, I was cast adrift. I lingered on that stoop for perhaps 10 minutes. Utterly numb. Not from the chill, though it crept in, but from disbelief. I kept expecting the door to swing open. For someone to admit it was a horrid mix-up. No one did. My phone charged on my desk inside. I couldn't snag anything but what I clutched. My bag held books, a chewed apple core, and zero survival gear for a night exposed. No sweater, no funds, no means to summon aid. 2011, public phones lingered in spots, but who toted change? Not a 15-year-old blowing pocket money on tunes. Smart kid in class, zero smarts for the streets. So I began trudging. No real choice on direction. My feet autopiloted to the sole haven I knew, Aunt Clara's place, 6 miles off. My mom's sister. The one soul who always saw me truly. 6 miles seems nothing cruising. Trekking through icy rain and flimsy kicks without cover? Might as well be 600. The highway unfurled dark and glossy. Vehicles whooshed by, splashing puddles without pause. I was a ghost on the shoulder, a figure folk averted from. After mile 1, my outfit clung wet. After 2, my digits went numb. After 3, my jaw chattered so violently I feared fractures. But I pressed on. What else? Return and plead belief? He judged on Megan's word. I had nowhere but ahead. One frozen stride after another. Hypothermia sneaks up, you don't sense it till near fatal. Your system shuts bit by bit. Mind clouds, and resting, just a bit, tempts like paradise. Just till you regain wind. I covered 3 miles before knees folded. A bus stop loomed. I figured lean there briefly, breathe, then resume. Aunt Clara's was mere 3 miles more. I could endure. But my legs betrayed before reaching. Pavement rushed up, and all faded black. 3 hours post casting his kid into turmoil, Dad's phone buzzed. The tone on the line was crisp, official. Sergeant Ramirez with local PD. Had a situation. His 15-year-old found passed out on Highway 47. Hypothermia. En route to regional medical. And sir, family services alerted. Worker on scene. Questions on why a teen wandered solo in peril sans gear or contact. Need you at the hospital with any proof. Dad's expression blanched like chalk. I know, 'cause hospital staff relayed later. He appeared a guy witnessing his existence unravel frame by frame. Megan hovered nearby when the call hit. And 4. Once, her flawless facade faltered, just a tick, but sufficient. 'Cause here's the twist of that evening. The twist that flipped the script. The lady who spotted me out cold wasn't some passerby rushing home. Her name was Vivian Hartley, and she devoted 32 years to family welfare. She'd witnessed every shade of mistreatment, every form of disregard, every fib guardian's spin on offspring. And on that blustery October eve, heading back from her knitting circle, her beams snagged something roadside. A teen girl limp, drenched, isolated. Vivian braked so sharp her wheels screeched. Kept a crisis kit in her trunk, holdover from welfare days, and swaddled me like precious cargo while dialing 911. She lingered till paramedics showed. Tailed the ambulance to the ER, and when I stirred 4 hours on, she remained. That lady likely preserved my existence. Not solely for spotting me pre-hypothermia's grip, but because she was precisely the ideal individual at precisely the ideal instant. She passed me warm cocoa when eyes fluttered open. ER brew. The sort tasting like sorrow steeped hot. This is awful, she quipped. But it's toasty. I chuckled. Genuinely chuckled, and for the first time in hours, perhaps days, she grinned back. This empathetic grin that conveyed she grasped more than I knew. There you are, she murmured. Now, why don't you share why a 15-year-old trudged alone on Highway 47 in a gale sans cover or cell? So I spilled it all. The charges, the setup, the years of Megan's schemes. I shared stuff I'd never voiced, 'cause no one ever tuned in. Vivian merely sat, nodding occasionally, never cutting in, never doubting. When I rapped, she paused long. Then, I trust you, and I'm gonna aid in proving it. Those 7 phrases reshaped my path. While I lay out, events rolled. Hospital pinged cops 'cause minor in risk. Cops sought kin. Meant ringing Dad. I'd pay to witness his reaction when Sergeant Ramirez laid it out. It went roughly thus: Mr. Brooks, your 15-year-old daughter discovered unconscious on Highway 47. She claims you ousted her from residence this eve amid storm. Hypothermia. She's at regional medical. Need you here. And sir, family services notified. Worker on site. Bring any evidence. Dad and Megan rolled in around 10:30 that night. I was alert by then, propped in bed with Vivian nearby. Also present, family worker Carla Mendoza and uniformed cop. Not the reception Dad anticipated. He looked rattled, not contrite, not yet. Just irked and puzzled, like this was a major hassle. Megan trailed, and for the first time, she appeared edgy. The smirk she'd worn as I departed was absent. They figured find a terrified, remorseful girl primed to admit wrongs and plead return. Instead, a chamber of pros posing sharp queries on why a kid roamed alone in Hazard Sands probe of claims. The power flipped, and Megan sensed it. She attempted her usual act. Worried big sis, wayward little sibling. We only wanted what's best for her. But Carla Mendoza wasn't buying. 3 decades in social work gifted her a honed sense for deceit, and Megan triggered every bell. My Aunt Clara arrived. 67, 5 feet 3 inches of sheer resolve, and she was not in mood for games. My mom's sister had never trusted Dad or his new clan. She lived 35 minutes off. Made it in 20. I heard her before seeing those distinct heel clicks storming the hall at a clip meaning business. She burst in like a compact gray-haired tempest and instantly stationed between me and Dad. That's my niece, she declared to all. What foolishness has this man wrought now? Dad tried explaining, tried justifying, rambled on theft, meds, proof. Clara listened 40 seconds tops before raising a palm. Mike, I've known you 15 years, and you've never been the brightest bulb, but this might top it. The hearing altered all. Clara demanded urgent custody shift. Right there, that night. It was past midnight, but she cared not. She phoned a family judge buddy from her civic group days. Got him online. The nurse outlined facts. Minor ousted into peril weather. No vetting of charges. No effort to confirm. Kid found out cold with hypothermia. Dad's proof unchecked by pros. By 1 a.m., I had a fresh home. Urgent temp guardianship to Clara Hartley, immediate effect. Dad barred contact till full probe. Family services would grill all, me, Megan, Dad, Marlene, Tara. And they'd dissect that proof closely. As we exited, Dad tried once more. Elena, wait, Clara blocked without slowing. You don't address her. You lost that when you cast her into a gale. We kept striding. I didn't glance back. The moon shone that night. October in our area can swing, but that eve was crisp and starry, brimming with hope. I had an aunt who adored me, a lawyer who'd battle for me, a worker and retired welfare vet who'd trusted me when none did. And I had a tomorrow, at last. But the tale wasn't wrapped. Not close. The probe shifted gears. Carla Mendoza wasn't just ticking boxes. She was a sleuth in sensible shoes. She didn't merely inspect proof, she traced origins. Every slip, every stamp, every thread. And the more she tugged, the more Megan's flawless tale frayed. It kicked off with the cash. $900 unearthed in my nightstand. Dad claimed it proved my months-long theft. Slam dunk, right? Except Carla checked bank logs. That $900 from one ATM pull that very day, the day I was ousted. The bank supplied cam footage. Time, 3:12 p.m. The figure on tape wasn't me. It was Megan. Plain as day. Same sweater she'd worn that AM, same braid. Same SUV in frame with the scratch from when she'd scraped a post last spring. Here's the deal with excuses. Mine was solid. At 3:12 p.m. on October 16th, I sat in 6th period history debating the Civil War. School logs marked me present till 3:45. My teacher recalled my point on Gettysburg. I couldn't have withdrawn. Physically. Unfeasible. I was in a class 10 miles off, ringed by 28 witnesses and digital log. Megan thought herself genius. But here's the thing about plotting masterfully. You gotta be sharp. She used Dad's ATM card ignoring bank cams. Pulled in broad daylight ignoring my alibi. Bought the burner at a mart 3 blocks from her cafe job, on cam in her apron. Some geniuses wear crowns. Megan wore Starbucks green and got nabbed 'cause she couldn't bother driving extra miles. Then the meds. Vials in my wardrobe traced to a script for Jake Barlow. Megan's boyfriend, the one with grand schemes and zero real work. Pain relievers prescribed by his doc, filled at the corner drugstore. Carla rang that store. Interesting. Jake reported those meds stolen, filed report and all, claiming car break-in. Very upright citizen. Except he filed October 19th, 3 days post my ousting. If those meds were stolen and stashed in my room October 16th, why delay report? Answer clear. 'Cause they weren't stolen. Megan supplied them to plant, then Jake reported post to cover and snag refill. The stalled report was a glaring flag screaming, set up. If this tale resonates, hope you hang on, 'cause what's next is gold. Tap like if your team me. Means everything. But the true killer was the burner. Fake dealer chats from a prepaid bot October 12th, 2 days pre-chaos. Carla tracked the mart, pulled cams. Buyer, young lady, dark hair tied, sporty build, cash pay, but her SUV clear in lot. White with post scratch. Same vehicle, same lady, same breadcrumb trail to my sis. As probe deepened, grimmer portrait emerged. Carla dug family finances, specifically Dad's checks past 3 years. What surfaced dwarfed the $900. Someone forged checks in Dad's name, small sums first, $60 here, $120 there, but tallied. Signatures close but off. Funds to accounts tied to Jake's ventures. Total stolen, over $21,000. Megan hadn't just framed me. She'd bled Dad dry for years, needed me scapegoated pre-discovery. My Aunt Clara wasn't letting slide. Hired Victor Hale, old pal practicing family law 35 years. Known Mom since kindergarten. When Clara detailed, his jaw set like stone, glad he was our side. Victor pushed perm custody for Clara. Filed civil versus Megan for deceit, distress, whatever stuck. Insured my trust shielded extra. Living with Aunt Clara was rediscovering joy. Her bungalow cozy, 2 beds, 1 bath, kitchen scenting tea and muffins. Rules easy, honesty first, kindness always, effort counts. Switched schools, no whispers. Joined art club, made pals, healed via counseling Clara insisted on. She battled like a warrior, pushed family services thorough. Court brutal yet quick. Megan, deceit, risk, theft, plea for suspended time, payback, no Dutch order. Record dogged her career forever. Dad, rights stripped, ordered counseling costs, education fund input. Marlene divorced swift, vanished. House sold in deal, Dad downsized solo. I flourished with Clara, art school grant, design career, met Ryan, artist, gentle heart, at 25. Wed at 27, son Noah at 29. Life vibrant, fulfilled. Last year, Dad's note, care home, illness, remorseful, dying, please come. Went for me. He wept, apologized. Forgave, but clarified, this frees me, not you. You picked lies over your kid. Bear that. Left unburdened. Megan? Low jobs, isolated, regrets earned. Get out, echoed back. Comments, would you forgive? Read all. Like, subscribe, bell. Thanks. Until next, seek truth.